Hey, how many miles are we running today?
I think we should do 3 miles. Hey, I'm Grant Ellis. I'm the Bachelor. I'm from New Jersey and
Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to my channel. I am Anna. Hope your day is so well. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. The latest buzz out of Central Park wasn't a celebrity sighting. It was two. Fans of the Bachelor franchise and wellness influencers were caught off guard when they spotted Grant Ellis, one of the most buzzed-about contestants from the most recent season, on a scenic morning run with none other than fitness influencer katemackz. The duo was first seen just after sunrise, near the Engineers Gate entrance, warming up with light stretches and chatting casually. Dressed in coordinated but subtle running gear, Grant in a dark athletic tee and compression shorts, katemackz in her signature pastel set, the pair drew attention not because they were trying to, but because of their easy, natural chemistry. Eyewitnesses reported that they began their run at around 6:45 a.m., a 3-mile loop that would take them past some of the park's most iconic landmarks, including the Reservoir, Bow Bridge, and the Mall. It wasn't long before photos started surfacing online, showing the two laughing mid-stride, clearly engaged in a comfortable, shared rhythm. This Central Park sighting raises many questions, and fans are already speculating. While Grant's romantic future was left uncertain after his emotional final episodes on The Bachelor, this relaxed appearance with katemackz seemed to show him in a much lighter, more grounded state. katemackz, known for her daily wellness vlogs, motivational posts, and plant-based lifestyle, has never been formally linked to Grant before this outing. But insiders are now pointing out that she recently followed him on social media, and he followed back just a few days prior to this run. Even more interesting, both posted cryptic Instagram stories that same morning with near-identical views of the Central Park path, though neither tagged the other. What's most intriguing is the dynamic between them. Observers noted how in sync their pacing was. One runner who passed them described the vibe as playful and focused. He added, "It didn't look like a first run together. They had a rhythm, like two people who do this regularly. There was no entourage, no camera crew, and no product placement. It wasn't a brand-sponsored moment. It was real life. Just two people running, talking, and soaking up the energy of the park." After the run, the pair cooled down with light walking and some stretching near Sheep Meadow. That's when they were approached by a fan who asked for a quick selfie with Grant. According to a bystander, katemackz waited patiently, smiling politely but staying slightly in the background. Grant took the photo, thanked the fan, and then immediately turned back to katemackz with a joke that made her laugh so hard she had to squat down to catch her breath. Was this just a friendly morning run between two health-conscious New Yorkers, or something more? Sources close to both say it's too early to tell. One friend of katemackz said, "She's always been private about her relationships, but she's also really intentional about who she spends her time with. If she's running with him, she trusts him." Meanwhile, a former producer from The Bachelor hinted in a recent podcast that one of the guys who didn't find love on screen might have something real happening off camera, and no, it's not who you think. Fans are now connecting the dots. There's also the curious timing. Grant recently relocated to New York temporarily for business and personal reasons. katemackz, based in Brooklyn, has been filming a series of fitness videos focused on park-based training. The stars aligned literally in Central Park. As for what comes next, both Grant and katemackz are staying quiet. Neither has commented publicly, and neither has posted any photos together. But that hasn't stopped fans from digging. Reddit threads are already full of speculation, with users breaking down frame-by-frame footage from blurry TikToks, trying to determine if their hands brushed or if there was post-run coffee. One user wrote, "Forget Bachelor Nation. I'm ready for Run Club romance." Another added, "If Grant ends up with katemackz, that would be the healthiest relationship outcome this franchise has ever produced." Whether this is a budding romance, a shared wellness collab, or just two people enjoying a run together, one thing is clear: Grant Ellis and katemackz have sparked something. And in a world where so much of celebrity life is curated and commercial, this moment felt refreshingly unfiltered. In a final twist, fans noticed katemackz updated her Strava log after the run with a title that simply read, "Easy Miles." Good company. No emoji. No hashtags. Just 5 words that said everything without saying too much. As the sun rose over Central Park, it wasn't just another influencer workout or Bachelor sighting. It was the kind of moment that reminds us sometimes the best stories aren't scripted. They're just two people moving forward one step at a time. After a 9-week journey, the Bachelor star Grant Ellis handed out his final rose, but first came a lot of agonizing about which woman he loved more. His down-to-the-wire decision resulted in a brutal breakup at the proposal platform and some very uncomfortable moments in the Tea Light Candle Thunderdome. Let's recap. We begin with a teaser of Grant's struggle to make a decision between Lisha and Juliana. And then it's off to the Tea Light Candle Thunderdome, where host Jesse Palmer dutifully hypes the events we're about to witness. There has never been a Bachelor who has been more torn over the two final women at the end. And when I say the end, I mean the very end, teases Palmer. This is going to be an emotional and a historic conclusion that you truly will not see coming. We'll believe it when we see it, buddy. For now, let's head back to the Dominican Republic, where Lisha is about to embark on the all-important meeting with Grant's family. I picture Lisha being my wife, Grant informs us. Lisha is loving, patient, kind. Obviously, she's beautiful, and she's ready. I think my family's going to love Lisha. Whatever happens, something good has already come out of this journey. It's brought Grant, both his parents, and his sister all together for the first time in almost a decade. During the get-to-know-you chit-chat, Grant lets his family know that he and Lisha bonded over their morals and their faith. From there, we continue to grow, he adds. First impressions? You guys are definitely cute together, Robert gushes. You both have dimples. And Taylor tells Lisha she's liked her since day one. As you may remember, Taylor met many of the women on Grant's first night. Lisha has her first one-on-one with Renee. She says she knew she loved Grant when she saw him with her big Mormon family. Lisha doesn't mention her religion, though. At least not that we see. Renee asks her potential daughter-in-law how she imagines her life with Grant might go, and Lisha says she is ready to move to be with Grant and would want their kids to learn from each side of the family. Renee loves it. Lisha's very humble and she's genuine and she loves Grant, says Mom. She would make a great daughter-in-law. Robert opens his chat with Lisha by asking if she's ready to be married. Short answer, yes. Longer answer, I just feel like your life starts when you have kids, Lisha says. Grant's dad is pleased with her answers. You reassured me, he says. It seems like all systems go for Lisha, but our Bachelor has just one little reservation, her biological clock. Grant explains to his dad how Lisha told him she wants to start trying soon, within 2 years, but that doesn't really align with Grant's vision. The next 3 to 4 years, I really want to experience life and travel with my partner and have fun, he says. Right now, that's our biggest issue. Robert has some good advice for his son. It's fine to have a plan, but life doesn't follow the rules, so flexibility is key. If you love the person, don't let one little issue stop the show, says Robert. It's a very sweet conversation, especially given how strained their relationship has been in the past. The visit ends with hugs all around. Grant seems to be riding high from how well the family meeting went. It only reaffirms my feelings that I do love you, he says. Lisha responds in kind, and then reveals that Grant is the first person she's ever said, I love you to. Ugh, these two are really, really cute together. After today, says Lisha, I am the most confident that I'll be engaged at the end of the week. Hold that thought, ma'am. It's Juliana's turn now. And apparently, her visit is happening the same day as Lisha's, because Grant is still wearing that pink shirt with the weird fuzzy stars on it. While Grant has really strong feelings for Juliana, he's a little worried that she's not ready to be engaged, so he's hoping Mom, Dad, and Taylor can help him gauge her emotional preparedness. The Bachelor explains that he and Juliana have similar stories in terms of their upbringing, and they each want to break out of their lone wolf mentality and forge a family with their person. I sense that she brings peace to his life, observes Renee, before pulling Juliana aside for a one-on-one chat. Time for the million-dollar question. This seems to catch Juliana off guard. Okay, so, she begins. Grant and I have not told each other we love each other. I've been kind of holding back a little bit in that sense because of what that means. Mom doesn't love this answer, but she tries to be diplomatic. Does Juliana think she's heading in the love direction? An engagement means forever to me, Juliana replies. Love means forever to me, and he is truly somebody that I can see myself being in love with. I just want to make sure I can give him that. In her confessional, she clarifies that she pretty much doesn't want to say it until she knows she's the last one standing, which is understandable. From there, Renee reports back to her son. She's not quite there yet. Grant suspects that Juliana is just protecting herself. Renee understands that, but for her, the lack of an L-bomb is a deal breaker. If she doesn't tell you she loves you, I am asking you to walk away from that. Oh snap. No pressure, Juliana. Fortunately, Robert takes a less interrogatory approach with her during their sit-down chat. Juliana, do you have any questions for me about my son? He asks. She wants to know if Robert thinks Grant will truly allow himself to experience and express his sadness and frustrations when life gets hard. It's a situation Grant's dad knows well. In the past, Robert says, when he's tried to help Grant through a rough patch, his son tells him, I got this. I need my space. Of course, Robert knows this could be because Grant wasn't yet ready to trust him. Either way, he believes Grant trusts Juliana. He feels safe around you, says Robert. He needs that. Oh boy, get the tissues, Rose lovers. Grant and his dad are about to have a heart-to-heart. I'm here for you, Robert says. He starts to cry as Grant says how happy he is to be able to sit and talk with his dad about important feelings, which is something he's always wanted to do. I feel like I have a friend, a best friend I can talk to, says the Bachelor, who also starts to cry. Robert says he's so proud of him and regrets how much he put his family through. You've been there for me, he says through tears. You're my heart man. It's because of you that I'm here. Okay, now I'm crying too. I love the man that you've become, says Robert. I'm not leaving you no more. Okay, now I'm full on weeping. Damn this stupid show. Hug it out, you two. In a surprise turn of events, Grant ends his visit with Juliana by saying, I love you first. His goal, I suppose, is to see if it gives her the confidence to reciprocate, even though there's still another woman in the mix. Will it work? Let's listen in. Cool. Now it's all up to Grant, and as we've seen from the promos all season, our Bachelor is not great at being decisive. That said, Grant's not the first lead to find himself in love with two women. I'm pretty sure we've seen this movie before, jokes Palmer. We sure have. Please welcome. It's Charity, the Bachelorette Season 20, Clayton, the Bachelor Season 26, and Jerry, the Golden Bachelor Season 1. Only one of them has a mullet, but all three of them joined the In Love with Two or More People club during their seasons. Now they're here to offer some insight into how in the hell Grant got himself into this mess. I obviously felt those feelings, says Charity, who said I love you to both Joey and Doughton during her season. Toward the end, you face decision paralysis. You're running out of time. There are a lot of things that feel like limiting, sick factors. Clayton, who dropped the L-bomb on 3 women, explains that in his case, he had fallen in love with Susie, Rachel, and Gabby for each of their own unique characteristics. As for the briefly married Jerry, he says being on the show creates a kind of psychological delusion that facilitates the I'm in love with everybody idea. Okay, I'm paraphrasing. Here's what he actually said. When you've committed yourself to finding your person, all of a sudden you look at these women that you have a connection with and you believe in that moment that they are the right person. Unless you've been in that spot, it's hard to describe. Consequently, the trio doesn't have much advice for Grant, other than trust your gut. Perhaps Grant's gut will give him some clues after his last chance dates with Lisha and Juliana. Juliana goes first, and she joins Grant on a catamaran for some champagne and swimming. That night, he joins Juliana in her hotel suite, where she'll have one last chance to open up. Grant needs to know, is she really ready for an engagement? That's a good question. Juliana replies, perhaps stalling for time while she thinks of an answer. What I can at least promise you moving forward is that I will do my best to handle your heart with care. In other words, and hey, I'm not going to judge someone for not being able to say, yes, I'll marry you after barely 8 weeks of dating or whatever. But if Grant's looking for reassurance, this ain't it. Fortunately for the Bachelor, Juliana isn't done. The more she talks, the more Juliana is able to convince herself and Grant that she's ready for an engagement now that they've said, I love you to each other. Awesome. When the rain really starts to come down, Grant and Lisha head to a covered patio for some champagne and schmoopy chat. Once night falls, they meet up again in Lisha's hotel room for even more champagne and a few final questions from Grant. Specifically, how flexible is Lisha on her marriage and baby's timeline? Like, what if Grant wants to wait 3 years instead of 2? Lisha tells the Bachelor her reaction would depend on why he wanted to wait. If you're not ready and there are things you want to do, I think of course, she says. I want you to feel ready, and I want both of us to feel excited. Good answer. And I'm sure she believes it in this moment. But something tells me if Lisha hits 33 and Grant says he wants her to wait until she's 34, just 1 year before she'd be classified as advanced maternal age, she might lose her damn mind. Right now, though, all Lisha wants is to make Grant happy. You are so much more than enough, she says, choking up. I love you. This makes the Bachelor super emotional. I know what I need, and I see that in you, he says. Lisha's reaction is perfect. Grant laughs. You're funny, he says. Oh, is that foreshadowing? Either way, the Bachelor still has no clue what he's going to do. And he's still confused the next morning. I went to bed last night thinking I knew what I wanted, says Grant. But I woke up and I realized that I still don't. In a perfect world, poor Grant would walk away from this whole situation and spend a few weeks alone, processing his feelings until he achieved some kind of clarity. But this isn't a perfect world or the real world. It's The Bachelor, and producers are damn sure not about to give this man the time he needs to make a good decision. Instead, they send Grant's dad to his room for one last pep talk. There's risk on both sides, Grant says. I'm just scared that when I leave here that things will be different. Robert reminds him that bumps in the road are a part of marriage, and while someone will be hurt in this situation, life goes on. Most importantly, Robert assures Grant that no matter what, everything is going to be okay. And he's not wrong. The stakes may feel high, but they're not insurmountable. What time is it, Rose Lovers? It's promotional consideration provided by Neil Lane Time. It's got to be hard for Grant to choose a ring since he's not sure which woman he's choosing for, but I'm sure the guy will do his best. The afternoon continues to creep by. Lisha and Juliana get all gussied up in their gowns and climb into the SUVs that will take them to the proposal platform. Grant puts on his suit and tie and tucks the ring box in his pocket, but he's not yet ready to leave his final confessional. Give me a second, man, he tells the producer. Your second is up, pal. An off-camera voice tells the Bachelor, we do need to head out. He scoffs and shakes his head. This is insane. You're right, Grant. It is insane. And it's completely, utterly false. Producers are imposing this fake deadline on their star because it makes for better television, and probably also because they want to film the proposal before the sun goes down. But dang it, Grant, who FING cares what producers want? When will these contestants learn that they are truly the ones in control? What were producers going to do if Grant refused to leave until he was ready? They certainly weren't going to physically force him to get the SUV. They'd grumble, they'd cajole, they'd manipulate, but ultimately, they would just have to wait. And go set up some lights at the proposal platform in case it gets dark. Alas, Grant is a good soldier, so he gets into the SUV as requested. Palmer is waiting for him when he arrives. Grant, here's the thing, Palmer says. Both women are on their way here right now. I really need to know which one to send first. That's not helping Jesse. Somehow, Grant gets it together and makes a decision. Maybe he flipped a coin? Just kidding. The Bachelor says he took his dad's advice and decided to follow his heart. And at last, it's finally time for us to learn who will not be getting engaged today. Damn it. Poor Lisha. And I'm not just saying that because she's about to get dumped. The woman's dress is so tight, she has to take tiny little baby steps as she makes her way down the wet and slippery path. Eventually, she makes it there. Grant, I started falling for you on week 2. Lisha begins. On our one-on-one in Scotland, I knew that I loved you. Hearing you talk about your childhood, it made me want to give you a family. Oh boy, it's always so painful watching the runner-up-to-be giving their big pre-proposal speech, full of hope and declarations of love. I can see you as my husband, continues Lisha. I love you so much. Okay, Grant, please just rip the band-aid off. You are one of the most amazing, beautiful women that I've ever met, and you deserve love, he begins. You deserve to be treated right. In that moment, Lisha knows it's over. This is hard for me, Grant says. Lisha, I love you very much, and I want to give you everything that you deserve, but I'm not your person. With that, Lisha tries to pull her hands away, but Grant holds firm. So, she fixes him with a piercing stare and demands some answers. When did it change? Answer. It didn't. I love you, but I love someone else more. The Bachelor keeps apologizing and tells Lisha that he hopes she doesn't view him any differently, but she cuts him off. Well, I do, for sure. Come on now. Also, Grant, please knock it off with this. I hope you're not mad at me, Bess. Of course Lisha's mad at you, and you should understand that she has every right to be furious. Stop trying to micromanage her reaction to your hurtful actions, however earnest your motives were. Lisha is mad. She's confused. She's flabbergasted to the point of amused. I got my answers, she says. Yeah, different than I thought. Grant is clearly hurt by this, but he doesn't have much to say in his defense. I'm just trying to figure out what best suits me, he says. That's where I'm at. Rather than continuing their relationship post-mortem, Lisha ends the conversation on a classy but clearly pointed note. Juliana is a beautiful woman, and she deserves love, she says. And I love her. And I would have a lot of questions if I were her, from the things that you've said for me. That's stuff for you guys to work out. That's none of my business. Translation. Have fun explaining to Juliana why you kept telling me you loved me right up until the last day. Grant offers Lisha his arm so he can walk her to the Reject SUV. As they leave the platform, Lisha sums up the whole encounter with a wry and hilarious, "Yeah." The Bachelor tries to talk to her off camera. You feel like I've been misleading? But the best he can do is pull Lisha behind some palm fronds. Grant, come on. Lisha shoots back. The things that you've said to me all along the way make this decision that you've made so much more devastating. For me, the switch up is crazy. We're wrapping up here for today, but the excitement of trending gossip doesn't stop here. We'll be back with new surprises very soon. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe.